In our previous class, we were discussing that if we cannot create any living being, then we have no right to kill them. We understood this thing with a story of Lord Buddha. All right, moving forward now. Although there are imperfections in man-made laws, there cannot be defects in the laws of God. Yes. Okay, let's just read this whole para again. The laws of nature are very subtle and are very diligently administered, although people do not know it. In the Manu Samhita, the concept of a life for a life is sanctioned, and it is actually observed throughout the world. Similarly, there are other laws which state that one cannot even kill an ant without being responsible. Since we cannot create, we have no right to kill any living entity, and therefore, man made laws that distinguish between killing a man and killing an animal are imperfect. Although there are imperfections in man made laws, there cannot be defects in the laws of God. According to the laws of God, killing an animal is as punishable as killing a man, because that animal is also a fragmental part of Krishna. He is also a soul. Same way, killing trees and plants is also violence, because soul resides in trees and plants also. So now question will arise, but we consume fruits, vegetables, those comes from trees only, we get it from trees only. Yes, and that's why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita tells this in 3rd chapter, 13th verse, that any person, if he is consuming something without offering it to me, then he is consuming sins. So even if we are chopping fruits or veggies, that is also violence. But if we offer it to Krishna, then it becomes perfect. So Krishna himself is telling in Bhagavad Gita that fruits and vegetables and grains, these falls in the category of mode of goodness. And these food items are for human beings. But if we are consuming that for our self gratification, if we are not offering it to Krishna, then that will also be a sinful activity. No matter how pure food or how vegetarian or vegan food you are eating, if you're not offering it to Krishna, then that will also be punishable. So this one should understand. And I don't understand what is the difficulty in offering your food to Krishna. Krishna never reduces your food. Have you ever experienced such thing that you offered something to Krishna and it got disappeared? No, Krishna is so kind, he's so merciful. He knows that we are stingy, number one, we are so stingy, and if Krishna will disappear our food, then we will not be offering him next time. So that's why Krishna accepts our offerings and he keeps it as it is. But that food is no longer ordinary. It becomes transcendental, spiritual. And that's why you will see, I was reading in Nectar of Instruction, there comes a verse where Srila Prabhupada is telling that it is impossible for any person to progress in his life if he is not controlling his senses. If you're not practicing something to control your senses, then it is impossible for you to progress in your spiritual life, to progress in your Krishna consciousness journey. And like in our senses, most voracious is our tongue. So if we consume Krishna prasadam, if we consume offered food of Krishna, then we gain control on our tongue. It's okay if you have like some favorite food which you love, you can simply offer it to Krishna. But those should be in limits. You can't offer onion, garlic, or non-veg to Krishna. So, yes, you will see that any person who takes this vow that I will only consume food after offering it to my Lord, he gains so much control to his senses. And there is no any other way to control our tongue. There are two ways to control our tongue, that whatever like you consume offered food to Krishna and you talk about Krishna only. No materialistic mundane talks. And if you will follow these simple things, then you will see how your sense, how much control you will gain to your senses. So, yes, those who draw distinctions between the two are concocting their own laws. Even in the 10 commandments, it is prescribed, thou shalt not kill. This is a perfect law. But by discriminating and speculating, men distort it. I shall not kill man, but I shall kill animals. Or they have speculated it like this, that thou shalt not murder. So are you understanding this thing, that if any person kill any man, any human being, then it will be known as that he murdered him. But he kills any animal, then it will not be like, it will not be called that he murdered an animal. So see how English is tricky. Just they have just replaced one word and it makes a very huge difference. In this way, people cheat themselves and inflict suffering on themselves and others. In any case, however, God's laws will not be excuse such behavior. Anyone, if he is committing such sinful activities, then he will not be safe. He will he will have to bear the punishment. But you will see this thing, that as any person, he's chanting Hare Krishna, he's like whatever the process, if he's following the process, if he's hearing and he's understanding his relationship with Krishna, he's understanding that I'm not this soul, I'm not this body, I am soul and I'm fragmental part of Krishna. And other beings are also fragmental part of Krishna. Then there will be no scope of violating any living being, not just animals, any living being. So, thus, it is important for people to understand their relationship with Krishna. Everyone is God's creature, although in different bodies or dresses. God is considered the one supreme father. A father may have many children, and some may be intelligent and others not very intelligent. But if an intelligent son tells his father, my brother is not very intelligent, let me kill him, will the father agree? Simply because one son is not very intelligent and the other desires to kill him to avoid the burden, the father will never agree. Do you agree with this? Just like human beings, they assume themselves that we are elevated and we are free to do anything. You know, we are the controller and we can do anything. We can kill animals. And you will see many people say like this also, that if any um, animal is suffering from basically if they are starving, they are not getting enough food, so they are suffering. So to end their sufferings, we should kill animals. Or they just make such stupid excuses. So basically, yeah, human beings, they think that we are elevated, like we are human beings and we are controller, we can do anything and we will not be responsible for that. And animals, because they can't speak or they can't take any revenge, so let us just kill them. But like Prabhupada ji is giving example here, that we all are children of Krishna, God, Supreme Father. So even though if any children of a father is not very intelligent, but then also he will not agree that okay, if that children is not intelligent, so you can just kill him. He's of no use to me. See, I know one, like, husband and wife, they have a child and he is mentally disturbed from the very beginning, from the very childhood. Their son is disturbed, mentally disturbed. He behaves same like animals. You know, he has no intelligence to speak or whatever things. He just eat anything rubbish. Means no intelligence at all. Similar, like his intelligence is similar to an animal. But then also his parents love him so much. Even though he is mentally disturbed, and that is to be from very childhood, from the very beginning, from his birth. And now his age might be 14 or 15 years, or maybe more than that. But then also they are maintaining him nicely. Now I don't understand what is his future, but I'm just putting this point that no matter if anyone's children, if he is not even very intelligent, then also his father will not agree to kill him. Similarly, if God is the Supreme Father, why should he sanction the killing of animals who are also his sons? In Bhagavad Gita, God declares to Arjuna, in Bhagavad Gita, God declares to Arjuna that all 84 lakh species of living entities are his sons, and I am their seed giving father. Aham bija pradhaprita, something like that. I don't remember the exact verse, but yeah, in that verse, Krishna is telling that I am their seed giving father. All the living entities are my sons. My means Krishna's sons. Now, how amazing is that? That Krishna is telling this thing straightforwardly that I am supreme father of every living being. All living beings are my sons. And no any other person or demigod is declaring like this. I remember there is one Prabhuji. He is very nice preacher. He knows many languages and he preaches very nicely. So he was sharing his story that earlier he he had faith in Christian religion. That I'm a Christian. I will follow Christianity and stuff like that. So when he used to read Bible, so in Bible he always had this doubt. Means he was curious to know that in Bible Jesus Christ tells that he was basically praying from God that, oh God, please save them. They don't know what they are doing. And he says in Bible that I am the messenger of God. So he was always curious to know that who is this God? Like Jesus Christ was his favorite, but then also he was like he was thinking, he was wondering that who is this God? Then later when he got association of the Vaishnava devotees and when he read Bhagavad Gita, then he got to know, oh, Krishna is God. Krishna is saying here in Bhagavad Gita that I am the seed giving father of every living being. So then he got to know, oh, Krishna is God. Okay, I will surrender to the Supreme Personality, Krishna. So this is really amazing. Lord says like this. Just as in ordinary material procreation, the father gives the seed and the mother develops the body by supplying the necessary blood to the embryo. Similarly, the living entities, parts and parcels of the Supreme Father are impregnated by the Lord in material nature. Now, this topic that how Lord impregnates in material nature, we already discussed. Prabhuji already discussed this in Srimad Bhagavatam, and we will also be discussing it in Srimad Bhagavatam in near future. Very detailed topic that how Lord Krishna impregnates the living entities in material nature. The dimension of the spirit soul is very minute and is given in the scriptures as um, I don't know what is this word. Kesagra. 1/10,000, the portion of the tip of a hair. Okay, so Prabhupada ji is telling about the size of the soul, that it is the tip of like 1,000, 1/10,000 portion of the tip of the hair. This much minute and fine, very, very fine, this much fine that any person can't even see it. But anything which we cannot see, that doesn't mean that it does not exist. Can you see air, air element? Or can you see ether element? No, right? But then also it exists. We are experiencing, we are breathing, but we cannot see air. But that doesn't mean that it does not exist. Same way, soul do have a size. It is very minute and very fine, but it is not formless. It has size. Many people have many confusions regarding this topic. They always think that, oh, we are not able to see soul, so that means it is formless. But it's not like that. Just like you see, this body has a form, and we wear clothes, we wear garments on this body because it has a form. Same way, our soul, we know this, see, it's mentioned here that everyone is God's creature, although in different bodies or dresses. So this body is like a costume, like a dress. So our soul do have a form. That's why we are able to wear this dress, this material body on it. It is not hanging in air. So yes, the size of the soul is 1/10,000th the portion of the tip of a hair. We can hardly imagine a very small point divided into thousands of parts. In other words, it is so minute that it cannot be perceived even by the most powerful microscope. Because see, soul is spiritual, and we are in this material body, we have material senses, so we can't actually see any uh, spiritual, let's say, atom with our material senses. We can't perceive it. It's impossible. Thus, the dimension of the spiritual spark is so minute that it is invisible to mundane vision. All of this information is given in the scriptures, but because we do not have the proper vision, we cannot see. Although our material eyes cannot perceive the dimension of the soul. Yes, the soul is nonetheless within the body, and as soon as it departs, it takes another body according to its work. Now, let me share one incident regarding this. Once the scientists, what they did, they packed one, like they packed a human being in a glass box, that like that human being, that person, he was about to leave his body, so they just packed him in a glass box. Basically what they were thinking that the moment that soul will depart from this body, we will catch that soul, because that soul will not be able to depart from this glass box, because we are packing this body of that person in this glass box, so it will not be able to come out from this glass box. But it's not like that. Spiritual spark, soul is beyond all these materialistic things. We can't perceive it with our material eyes, or we can't catch it. Nothing. It is impossible. One should always consider that behind all these activities is sup- superintendence. The living entity works in the material world just as the office worker works at his job, and a service record is kept of his performance. But you know what? Once Srila Prabhupada tells that, do you really love to job? Do you love working? Like love? Yes, it is my passion. You will find many people, they say like this. Yes, working is my passion. My profession is my passion. But you ask him that, will you be working if you get no money of whatever services you are offering, or whatever work, whatever hard work you are doing? Will you do it if you get nothing in return, no money at all, then answer will be no. I know one like Mataji was there, so she was saying that I can't live without working. I just want to work. Working, like doing my job is my passion. So I asked her that will you be working if you get no money in return? So she said no. And this is true. And you will see no one really likes to work because everybody seek for holidays, that we need some break, Sundays, weekends, we need some break, we want some holidays. If they were really loving their work, then they would not be seeking for holidays. So yes, Srila Prabhupada tells that you will see that we really don't like to work. We just want to enjoy picnic, picnic and stuff. So this is Goloka consciousness. Because you will see in spiritual world in Goloka Dham, abode of Krishna, no one works there. They don't have to work for the sake of their survival. They just enjoy. They just serve Krishna very, very nicely there. So as we are fragmental part of Krishna, we really don't like to work hard for all these mundane uh, jobs or activities that we do. We really don't want to work. We want holidays. We want picnic. We want to enjoy picnic. So yeah, this is Goloka consciousness. Yes. So anyways, we living entities in this material world, we are doing our jobs. And a service record is kept for our performances. Okay, we'll continue this topic in our next session. We'll stop here now. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.